everybody. It is a special Tuesday night edition of Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. I'm your one host, Vegas Jay.
I'm Philly Nay. Hi, everybody. I just hit my microphone. Sorry.
I was going to say, I caught you like leaning down. You're like, well,
yeah. I was typing in the chat.
We have a special guest tonight. Thank you. And we had to bump him, so I want to first say thank you, and I apologize. If you didn't hear the story, Oprah was the reason you got bumped. So if you don't know, I'll explain it to you later.
Yeah.
So this is Nathan. Nathan Hirsh is our guest tonight. He's the CEO of FreeeUp, and FreeeUp is a website that will help you free up some time. See how that works? FreeeUp. Get it?
Exactly. Thank you so much for having me, Jay and I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. So as always, sit back, relax, have a cocktail, and we'll see you in about half hour, Nathan.
Sounds great. I'm looking.
All right. So let's get right into it. Should we do this first, Nadine? Should we do this first?
No, let's wait.
Wait to when?
All right, fine. Whatever. Do it your way.
All right. There we go. I know my singing sucks, but I'm going to do it anyway. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nadine.
Oh, can I hear Stacy better?
Okay, go ahead, say fish.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And many more.
Thank you. Aw, it's a Philly love cake.
Lynn Hudziak said her dogs are howling.
Oh.
All right, you got some presents there from us. Open them up. We'll start
right,
with presents. Be careful opening it.
I've been dying to get into this box.
Oh, we just showed up yesterday.
It's been killing me. I'm like,
you're lucky I didn't send it sooner. But I'm very slow on shipping stuff that lays around my desk all day.
That would have really bothered me. I can't deal with. I'm gonna stab myself.
Roberta said Jay in his romantic Marilyn Monroe voice. Yes, very much.
All right. So.
And by the way, you're getting 1,000 happy birthday wishes.
Oh, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow on Pearl Harbor Day. I see a giraffe. Oh, I see a giraffe. Look at this giraffe. Oh my gosh. It's a twisty giraffe.
Yeah, he's from shoot, I forget what movie he's from. But I saw him in Savers a couple weeks ago, and I'm like,
oh my gosh. Cool. You thrifted him too? That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow. Is he from Madagascar?
Yes, I think so.
The guy that what's his name in Madagascar?
I haven't seen the movie, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I've seen them. Oh my gosh, I love him. Oh, he's great. Thank you.
Because he's all bendy, you can then put him in positions behind you.
Awesome. Look.
Walk around with him hugging you.
Yeah. All right, so that's the thrifted present. Then there's a couple others that were not thrifted.
Okay. I like thrifted presents.
Look at him over.
Getting my card.
When he's taking a screenshot of that, him leaning over your shoulder is hilarious.
My card.
Little doggy bacon cake.
I decided to bake you a vegan cake for your birthday.
Oh, somebody just said her birthday.
What birthday is it? I don't want to talk about that.
The card out loud.
See you next month for fun. Happy birthday. Aww. Oh, it's from Disney. It's from Disneyland too, isn't it? Wow. Yep. And it's no way. Is this a Sally mini?
That is a Sally Mini.
That is awesome because really I love Sally and I love Minnie.
There you go.
Wow. That's awesome. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And, look at it. Oh, I love it.
Well, show the camera. You're way off to the side.
Yeah.
It's a giraffe jam.
I love it. Thank you.
That was also from
Thank
Disneyland.
you.
So your birthday
really?
well at Disneyland.
Wow. Oh, it does. It says Disney Parks.
There you go.
That is awesome. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. I love it. Aw.
All right. That was
my
Nate's
bag
birthday.
is funny too.
Yep. Let's get into it, shall we?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I try to do a different rum in a different mug, and I could not think of a more apropos rum and mug tonight, but for Hawaiian rum, because in 36 hours I'll be on a plane to Maui. So this is rum made in Kauai, actually. It's called Kaloa, and they make award-winning rum, and they have about 5 different types. This is just a clear white. It is very crisp and nice. And if you saw, I think, a haul video we did the other day, I could not think of a better mug to drink out this week. To hell with the work. Let's go to Hawaii. So there is
That's
nothing
cute.
more perfect for this week. And then here's your little thrifty tip. If you sell a mug like this, it's called a B handle. See how it's a B?
Mhm.
And what's nice is your fingers fit so nice in there to then drink your rum. Mm-hmm.
And I have my dollar store tiki
I
plastic.
saw that.
sippy
Look at
cup.
that with a little tiki action.
Mm-hmm.
And this too is thrifted, and so it's all about thrifting around here. All right, now it is time for Nay's breast cancer update and fact of the week.
Okay, so I don't want to be I don't want this to be sad, but I lost a friend last week on December 1st. My friend Jenny passed away from stage 4 breast cancer at the age of 34. And it's going to happen because breast cancer is a deadly disease, and I have friends that are stage 4. So Jenny, this is Jenny, and Jenny had what's called metastatic breast cancer, which is basically stage 4. There's no cure for it. And she was amazing. I never got to meet her in person. We chatted online and whatnot, but she was a YouTube sensation. She really got the word out about metastatic cancer. She was real about it. She was so real. And she knew that, her end was coming, but she talked about it very honestly, very openly. And I just adored Jenny. So Jenny passed on December 1st at age 34, left behind 2 boys and a husband. But if you will, please follow her. Her YouTube channel is Coop Dizzle. And if you watch her videos now, some of them are sad. She did make a video for her husband to post after her passing. And yes, it is sad. This is reality. But you will get a lot of great information about breast cancer, real information. And I want to carry her torch. So you'll also get to get all the information, and even after her death, her message will still get out there. So follow her YouTube, watch her videos, and also if you do want to donate to a cause, this is the cause that Jenny has asked for. It's medavivor.org, and they're all volunteers. They're all stage 4 breast cancer patients, and they're very passionate about the cause and research for stage 4, and it's really needed. So Jenny was very involved with medavivor.org, and she asked that if that for donations to Medavivor. So thank you to my friend Jenny. I miss her, and but I will continue to spread the word that she wanted to be spread. So
I am sorry about your friend, Nay.
thank you.
Yeah, coming out of that, it seems kind of weird to be like, scores.
I know, but it's not meant to be. I want her message to live on. I want her to live on through her message. That's why
I'm trying to think of a transition.
I'm getting the word out there, but yeah.
I was trying to think of a transition that'd be a little easier, but I just like scores. Let's do it. I couldn't think of anything else more apropos. So, time for the scores of the week. And Nay and I both had some cool things. It's holiday times. We're all selling crazy stuff. I'm selling stuff that has been in my store forever. And that's what happens at the holidays. People want to buy a bunch of stuff. So, cool. We're right in it. This sold today.
Wow.
This sold today. I think I might have shown it on a haul. I bought it just 2 weeks ago, maybe. I paid a whopping $15. It was half off, I think, maybe. Well, I paid $15. That much I know. And it was a made in Spain leather coat, very 70s vintage looking. I love the new show called This Is Us, and This Is Us, about half the show is set in the late 70s. So this felt like that show to me. And it was listed for 5 whole days and sold for $168.
Awesome jacket, awesome sale, and I like how you use the word yolks in there.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for that.
The yoke is all around. And,
yeah. See, you know your clothing.
Yep. And it was so cute because Sophia, my assistant, goes, "Sweet, are we going to use the word yoke?" And I saw the front. I'm like, "Let me see the back just to make sure." I'm like, "Oh, for sure."
Yeah, definitely.
And it had these bitchin' wood buttons too. They're awesome.
Very
All right,
cool.
that was my one score. Now this one, oh, I just realized I have to fix this. I don't have a quantity of 2. Whoops. Let me fix that real quick. This was the Sugar Water Festival. It had Erykah Badu, Queen Latifah, and Jill Scott. Now, I'm a little pickier on T-shirts lately. They're not selling as well, and I'm not 100% sure that anyone cared enough because it was Erykah, the Queen, and Jill. But the artist that drew this art is very famous. It's Emick and Gan. I think it's a couple guys, and their art can be found everywhere. So I positioned it as this festival, then the artists, then the performers. I think that was the importance, and it sold for $40, and it went to Australia today.
Awesome.
And yeah, Christine, the yoke is the part of the top with the points and stuff.
Yes.
I bought this, I think, for a goof, and then I got home and I found there was a ton of them on eBay. That's Lionel Richie, for those you don't know.
I sold that mug.
Yeah, and
hello. It said hello. Is it tea you're looking for? I think.
Yes. So. I sold it for $19.99, so I was happy. It went and it's gone. And then, I've been talking a lot about sports coats. This is a vintage Montgomery Ward. I fully expect a hipster to be wearing it, and it sold today or yesterday for $39.99. And speaking of hipsters, my leather coat's going to Brooklyn, so I'm guessing a hipster is wearing my leather coat.
Very cool. That's a nice coat.
All right, so you are up.
Yeah, so this is an unusual sale for me. And this is actually something that I had this in my store, and then I was talking to our friend Margaret. I don't know if she's in the chat tonight, but she mentioned Harry Potter and games, and she mentioned that the ones with the actual drawings on them sold for more. So I upped my price on this, and it just sold for $39.99 with shipping added to it. So they did pay for shipping. It went locally, locally in my zone. So it did cost like $6 or so to ship, but that was an excellent score. I was happy with $40 for that. And I think I paid $1.99 at Goodwill. This one I just bought last week. My mom, I was with my mom. It was my son's birthday last week, and we took him out for lunch, and I was with my parents, and my mom was like, "Hey, there's this really big thrift store that you have to check out." And I was like, "Whatever." So we went there, and it was an amazing thrift store. It was a private thrift store. It was just fantastic, huge. I have to get back there because with my son and my dad and all, we couldn't really spend as much time we wanted in there. But I picked this up for $4.99, and I sold it within hours of listing it. I took a best offer for $65. I listed it for $79.99.
Nice.
It was, and it wasn't a huge, it was more of a throw size. So and this is an Anthropology brand. I talk about Anthropology a lot. Moulinette Sour is, and it was a size 12. It was silk, and it sold for the full $49.99. So.
Yeah, I gotta learn my dresses better.
Yeah, you have to learn your Anthro brands, and some sell better than others. So.
And then we all know about your ornaments, and you're killing it on them.
I have been selling so many ornaments this week. Oh my goodness! So this is one of the ornaments I sold this week, $49.99 with free shipping, and it goes first class. And I've been selling these like crazy. And I still have some left to sell. These legacy cords. Now, if you look at this listing, this is all one score. That this one, they were $24.95 each. I picked up 4 of them. I wish there were more there too. I wish I'd grabbed more. So I did it as a multi-variation listing. One person bought 1 this week, and then the next person bought 3 for. Do you have that up, Jason?
Yep.
The next person bought 3 for a total of. I guess it doesn't have the total on there, but it was $75, for the 3. So I shipped all 4. And then today I had a 2015 model of the cord, which sells for a couple of dollars more. And I sold that one today. So, or I guess it actually sold last night, but I shipped that one out today. So those legacy cords were like a gold mine for me. They were easy to ship, easy to list.
Yeah, those awesome. Real quick though, since this came up in the chat, you can see where Nadine listed it for $79.99, and you can see where it says in green $65. Hey, why does it say that in green? because Chris Green and I developed a Chrome extension that you download to your computer, and it'll show you the sold price on both eBay of items that took a best offer or Etsy, because you can never see sold on Etsy. But it's only $9 one-time payment. www.showsold.com, SHOWSOLD. And that way, when you're doing your research, you know exactly what something's sold for.
Yep.
Hey, were those cords $1.99 each?
They were $2.99 each.
And you left some behind?
I know. I don't know why. I know. There were a couple. I don't think there were that many more, but yeah, I did leave some, and I left some magic cords behind. I didn't know. I was just throwing everything in my cart that day.
All right. Speaking of duds. Time for our duds of the week. Don't let our mistakes be yours. So, my first dud is this cute and heavy-duty corduroy shirt with Tigger hanging out of the pocket. No one wanted it. I had it forever, and no one wanted it. I finally sold it for $14.99, and I was happy to see it go. I did realize I had $9.99 shipping on it, so I did okay. I don't know what the hell. That was an assistance mistake.
And that was expedited shipping. Wow, that's
I don't know. But when I saw it at $9.99, I let it go for cheap, but I had it forever. I thought it was cute. I figured it'd go for more. Maybe because it was a dude shirt. Maybe Tigger's more of a girl's thing. I don't know. And then my other dud was this Brainstorm mug. It was thank you in like 40 different languages. And this was from Thrift Hunters, so this is a couple years old now.
Whoa.
And it finally sold for $9.99 free shipping, and I was happy to see it go.
Oh my God. So you FOMO'd that and made like a couple dollars profit.
Yeah, I did FOMO it. I might have cleared $1.50. Woo!
Wow. Oh, so this one is a dud. This has been in my store for so long that I don't even know. It's been years, and it's a dud brand. It was just a bad purchase. But I had it up for $18.99. They offered me $18, so I was like, yeah, okay. But they still haven't paid, and I do have to open a UPI at this point. So I think that it's gonna still stay in my dead pile. I don't think they're gonna end up paying, unfortunately. And speaking of all these Hallmark ornaments, this is an example of one that is a dud. This is not selling for more than $8.99 with free shipping, or I guess I did put added shipping onto this, but that's about the going rate for that ornament. And I will be lucky if I do sell it, because there are a lot listed. So, but
here's the tip: Nay should have grabbed every single thing, including all the rest of those cords, because there was going to be some duds. I talked about this with my assistant today. I'd rather go fast and end up with a couple duds than go slow and only get a few scores. So in Nay's case, she had 97% scores and 3% duds. And
yeah, but I grabbed up most of it, and I still did get like some unbelievable scores.
Absolutely.
So I have a couple with a lot of watchers on them for over $100. So hoping they go.
Nice. All right, now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. All right, I'm going to go. God dang it, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Nathan's getting a lot of bonus love tonight. All right, so I'm going to go first, and mine actually comes from Thrift Hunters. We were filming in Atlanta, and I bought a hat at a thrift store that there was no way to pack it and get it home safely. So I just said, screw it, I will wear it on the plane. Now, we filmed in Atlanta in February. It was cold, so there was nothing warm about this. And so here is the hat I wore home through the airport and on the plane. As you can see, it says Corona Light. And ladies and gentlemen, can you please tell me where this hat comes from? Where would you wear this hat? Like, what region, what part of the world would this be an appropriate place to wear this hat?
I would believe Mexico.
You would believe Mexico. You want to know what happened all day long in the Atlanta airport?
What
Not
happened?
once, not twice, nor three, nor four, but 5 different people said, oh, are you just coming or going to Hawaii?
Oh.
And so when the first person said that, I went, what? And then the second person, and I'm like, okay, this is a Mexican hat. This is a Hawaiian hat. There's a great difference.
Oh my.
So this is me about, I had enough of people going, are you going to Hawaii? This is me in the airport, just miffed. So yes, this is a sombrero, ladies and gentlemen. You wear these in Mexico. You wear this, you win this when you do like 47 shots in a row at a bar in Tijuana. That's where this comes from.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Nadine, you're up.
Okay, so mine actually has, it's technically not thrifting. It was a retail arbitrage story, but I know, but it has to do with our lifeguards, and it also ends with one of my buyers. So I was, my kids love this store. It's called Five Below, and they just love shopping there, and it's like $5 toys, and so they bribed me one night to go there, and I was shopping, and I found these. Christine in our chat, who's our lifeguard, had put we had a day for brown things, and she put up a poop emoji picture. So I found these poop emoji ornaments, and I texted it to my fellow lifeguards as a joke, and it was Lorna, Joy, and Bridget were there, and they were like, you know what? These actually sell. Do you have the picture up, Jason, for me?
Yeah, it's up.
Hold that up. Oh, I don't see it. Okay. I'll just trust that it's up. So these poop emojis sold for, she was like, you know what? Buy a bunch of them because they're selling for $12.99 and they were $1. So I did, and they have been selling like hotcakes. I wish I bought 50 of them, and I went back and all the poop is gone. But yeah, but I've been
hear Nadine say all the poop.
All the poop. But I have to thank. I mean, it was a thrifty encounter because it was like I was texting my lifeguard friends, and they were advising me to buy these, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And no, sure enough, they all sold. They all sold for $12.99. I've sold about 10 of them, and then one of my buyers just left me the best feedback on it. And they said, thanks for the speedy ship of poop emoji ornament going to make Christmas. So
your poop is making my Christmas.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's really funny that I guess that's just the hot thing this year. And
yep.
Yeah, so I did really well on those. So I have to thank my fellow lifeguards and my my mobile thrifty encounter with them.
Nice. All right, now it is time for the thrifty tips of the week. All right. God dang. Gotta remember the last one. All right. So here's my thrifty tip. And if you've followed me for more than a year, you've heard me say this ad nauseum, but it's only for your own good. So I'm going to say it again tonight in this show. There we go. If you are not, whoops, that's not my thrifty tip.
No, that's
if you're not looking at Christmas music, you are leaving money on the table. So as usual, as all the holidays go, I am killing it in Christmas music. So here is my Christmas CD sales just on eBay. And eBay is only about a third. 2/3 of them are sold on Amazon. $16, $24, 10, 16, 20, a bunch of low ones, 37, 15, 19, 13, 30, 30, and 120. That is 18 Christmas CDs for $408. And that's the low end. The big end is Amazon. I'm selling 2 to 3 $40 Christmas CDs every day right now, and I'm spending about $4.99, $3.99 on them based on where I'm buying them. So if you are not hunting for Christmas CDs, you are missing a lot of free, easy money. So get out there.
Yes, that's And okay, there's my thrifty tip is I sold this lot of dud yarn for $27.99 with free shipping, and it wasn't that much to ship. And my tip is this is kind of like the equivalent. I messaged Jason this week, and he kind of laughed. I said this is like your dud tiki lot. So my tip is that I get these bags of yarn at at my thrift stores. And there's some really good high-end yarn, and then there's some dud yarn. There's some acrylic and stuff that just doesn't sell well. And then there's the skeins that are partial like this. So what I do is I lot them all together in one big lot, and I put them up there for a decent price, and they sell. So this is all dud undesirable yarn put in a lot, and it sold for $27.99. So
sweet. Well done. All right,
so
now
lot your duds together.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do that all the time. Duds go together; they seem more attractive, and you got a good little lot there. All right, now it is time for. You have got to be shipping me. Renee and I share our shipping tips, what to do, what not to do. And our shipping segment is brought to you by Bubble Fast, a family-owned business providing quality shipping supplies to the online community since 1999. Bubble Fast, the internet's home for shipping supplies. Now, if you type in J and Nay when you check out, you will get 10% off your entire order. So that's JAYANDNAY. And tonight they get a bonus commercial because my shipping tip, and I've told it before, but I've used it so many times just this week that I got to say it again. What is the one of the biggest annoyances when you're packing a box of breakables and you're doing peanuts is the flaps are always in the way. So with these two handy dandy little corner pusher downers, all you do is fold your flaps over. You put it on the opposite corners, and now your box is open and easy to fill until you are ready to ship it. So those
and does Bubble Fast have those?
Yes, they have them, and it's called a flap jacks, I think, or something like that. This is the Mac Daddy way to pack a box, because so many times you're trying to hold it open, you're trying to get the items in, and you're pouring your peanuts in. You don't got to do that. These two little pieces of plastic work wonders for you, and especially if you're older, if you've got arthritis, get these on, and then you don't got to worry about this being in your way.
That's awesome. I have a bad right arm from lymphedema from my, cancer being taken out of my lymph nodes there. So that probably would help me.
Oh, and somebody said great for moving too. Yeah. If you're not just shipping, if you're moving boxes, this really helps. The flaps don't ever get in the way. Get your little corners and get them on there.
Christine said good stocking stuffers. But yeah, for people like us, that's not lame. That would be a good stocking stuffer.
Yep. All right. What you got, Nay?
My shipping tip, I'm just going to explain it. So I had to pick up a package at my post office, and the line is out the door. And I get up to the counter, and it was from a large company. I won't name which one, but it was from a very large company that should know better. And it was they had just put one strip of tape on the top, and it was opening. So the postal clerk, and this is like my post office, I don't mean to slam them, but they don't like to scan. The lines are always crazy. They're just not like the most accommodating post office. So for her to say, oh my goodness, I need to put some more tape on this for you. I can't believe that they actually let it go this way. So she took out the priority tape, and she actually taped the box for me because it was just coming open and everything was just going to fall out of it. So my shipping tip is we talk about not to use too much tape, but also don't just put one scrimpy piece of non-pack, it wasn't even shipping tape, I don't think, on it. And it was just coming off. And for a large company, that's very disappointing. So make sure that your packages are closed well so that the stuff doesn't just fall out.
Don't just fall out.
Yeah. So for my postal clerk to actually retape it, that was a big deal. You knew that it was bad.
Oh yeah. And plus they don't like doing that.
No, and they don't even like scanning my packages. So for her to say, oh my gosh, I need to retape this for you so you can carry it out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Alrighty, now it is time for, there we go. Our viewers' 2-minute topic of the week. And this week, our question is submitted by Christian Rogers Flannery. Christiane,
I think.
Okay. Yes. And I'm sorry, Christiane, if I butchered your name. Not everyone can be Jason Smith. Thanks a lot, Mom. Anyway, I am curious about how to organize, store, and save all the digital files we accumulate, photos, videos, research, instruction manuals, etc. Do you have a system? Do you delete after a certain period? All right, so let me get the timer shared here. Share the timer.
I'm first.
Yeah, I'm going to put myself on the other.
Okay.
All right, so you are first and you are off.
So when I was doing most of my listings on my computer, I did have a very organized file system. I would actually put them in folders, the pictures in folders by name of item and date. Now with my smartphone, I take most of my pictures on my iPhone 6S, and I have so many pictures on my phone that I really need to start deleting because it's starting to really, take up space. And I do have them backed up to the cloud, but I still keep them on my phone. I need to just wipe them off. So I would say I do like to keep them for reference because, for like 30 days or so, but they really don't need to stay up for, they don't need to take up valuable space for longer than that. And as far as videos, I haven't taken a lot of videos, but I do, the same thing. I think that they should all be archived. And then after 30 days, maybe 60 days, they can be deleted. So.
All right, good job. All right, let me get me up here and start. Okay, so I use a third-party lister. It's called InkFrog, and all my listings and pictures stay on InkFrog forever. Unlimited storage, so I pay like $16.99 a month. You might not be able to get it that cheap. I think I'm grandfathered in, but all my stuff stays there. So once we take the photos and get them all ready, we upload them to InkFrog, and they sit in InkFrog. So the second they're in InkFrog, I delete them off my computer, off my camera. I don't need to worry about storage anymore. I'm paying for unlimited storage. Now on videos and other things like that, because I'll take videos of, things working and, for YouTube to put on my listings. Anytime I'm on a flight or I'm stuck at watching a movie I don't really care to watch, I will sit and look at my phone and I will clean out all the videos and any maybe just extra pictures I took on my phone. But if you have a phone that has huge storage capacity, it's not that big of a deal. And if you use the cloud, it's even less of a big deal. But when you have those times where you're stuck on a plane, clean out your photos. It's a good thing to do. But third-party lister helps.
Good job. So people in the chat are talking about missing the kitties on the steps. So yes, I thrifted some huge blankets this past week so that I could hang them on the stairs because I have an open staircase, and I'm trying to muffle some of the noise that because my kids, I have kids, it's noisy. So that's why I have the blankets in the background. So we're trying that for now to kind of, tame down some of the noise.
Yep. All right. Now it's time we have a rotating segment every month. And this is this week's segment. It is time for Thrift Up Your Life. So when we say thrift up your life, we mean, we're all in the thrift stores to buy things to flip. And every once in a while you forget, keep your eyes peeled for things you could use, because obviously we're thrifting. It's going to be cheaper than it normally is everywhere else. So keep your eyes peeled for things that you need to use. So here's my two things. I hate to rub it in a little bit more, but I need a new baseball cap for Hawaii, because I got a bald head. I want to keep the sun off. And there is no better hat for me than a University of Hawaii Rainbows hat in bright pink. So here's my hat for Hawaii, bright pink. And that was at one thrift store. And then we're staying on the beach. And I always like to play. I like to be on the beach and play stuff, like do things, like throw a football or frisbee. I hate laying on the beach. That's so not me. And same with my wife. So at another thrift store, brand new, never used, I found a cool paddle ball. Again, hot pink. That's my color. So I found a little paddle ball. So, when you get to a resort destination like Hawaii and you want to buy some paddle ball paddles, this will be $25, $30. At Savers, $2.99. What a deal. What a deal. And my hat was $1.99. So make sure you keep an eye out for yourself and save yourself some money. Don't forget, you're buying to sell, but you're also buying to help yourself out.
So I have a couple things to show. So Jason and I coincidentally are both wearing the same t-shirt and Christmas jammy pants, which I don't often wear on the show, but I thrifted these jammy pants. So They have Santas on them and whatnot. And I also thrifted. These are my, no way am I selling these boots. The heel, these are Brickell's, which is, kind of like, they sell them on Zushu. It's kind of a mediocre brand, but these boots are just so awesome and they fit me and I love them, and I bought them at Goodwill for $8.99. So, and then also I was going to list this puzzle. It's a New York City skyline puzzle, and my 7-year-old son loves doing puzzles, and he just said to me, he's like, Mommy, can we keep this and do the puzzle? So I was like, sure, we'll keep it and do the puzzle. He for some reason, he loves this puzzle, and it's really not selling for much. So that's an example of how sometimes my kids shop my stash, and it's okay because, so I'll do the puzzle with him.
Kids shop the stash. Yep. I don't have that problem. All right. Now it is time for... Hey, it's time for our guest, Nathan Hirsh, CEO of FreeeUp. Hey, Nathan, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Oh, we are good. Thank you for coming on the show. It's such a perfect timing because lately I've been getting a lot of questions. Basically, how do I take my business to the next level? And the one thing I always tell people is once you've kind of really dialed in what you're doing, whether it be Amazon or eBay, FBA, Merchant Fulfill, whatever it is, the next step always is to hire help. And a lot of times it's in person. And if anyone follows me in my morning Facebook Lives, you've seen my assistant, Sophia. She sits here. But not always do you need someone in your house, and not always can you find someone local. So then what do? Well, you give up and quit and go home. Show's over. Good night. No, you reach out to Nathan and his company, FreeeUp. So I'll let you have the floor here, Nathan. Tell me a little bit about what FreeeUp is and what it does and how it can help everyone that's watching tonight.
Definitely. Before I do that, I know you mentioned Ink Frog before. Don't let me sign off without offering you and your viewers a special Ink Frog promotion.
I asked them to give me a promotion when I saw them at eBay thingy, and they were like, well, maybe. You have a promotion? What?
Yeah, I'll give it at the end. But yeah, so I've been in e-commerce for 7+ years, almost 8 years now, and I've kind of been there. I've done that. I've done everything from packaging and shipping textbooks to running an Amazon dropshipping business to now my new company, FreeeUp. And I've hired hundreds of remote assistants to work on my store because I got to a point where I was doing too much. I needed help. I was running a dropshipping business, so it was very possible to make all my workers, all my employees remote. So I did just that. And I ended up scaling my business at a very high level very quickly that I couldn't do without the help of these assistants. But I also, like you've probably gone through when you want to hire someone, it's a pain. HR is a nightmare. Posting jobs, going through interviews, and all that kind of sucks. And then even if you find the right person, a week later, a month later, whatever it is, they can always quit on you. And you're right back where you started posting all those. And it causes a lot of people to give up. So I wanted to start FreeeUp to take a different approach to hiring contractors and freelancers. What we do is we get hundreds of applicants every week. We pre-vet them. We have a great interview process that I created myself based on 7 years of hiring. We make the workers that pass our interview process, the top 1%, available to our clients on a first-come, first-served basis. There's no setup fee. There's no monthly fee. You just pay for the hours that they work. And the coolest thing about us is we back up our workers. Not only are we hands-on to make sure you have a good experience with them, but we're insurance against turnover. Our workers rarely quit, but if they do, we cover all retraining costs. We get you a new worker right away, and we make sure that you never take a step backwards for HR reasons. So we're all about saving you time on the front end and protecting you on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, what you said is so true. So let me give you my experience. So now Sophia is my 6th assistant, I think. And all my assistants have left to go on to bigger and better things, and that's fine. You know, at my business, we're just working out in my spare bedroom. It's a 5-day week part-time job. I don't have 401k and benefits and stuff like that. So when people move on to bigger and better things, I totally get it. But yeah, the last time when I hired Sophia, I started doing interviews, and I had an ad on care.com. and people didn't show up for an interview they scheduled. So I'm just sitting. It wasn't a Starbucks, but it was a greens and proteins place here in Vegas. And I'm just sitting there, and people aren't showing up. And then people show up, and then they tell me things that I'm like, yeah, these are things you probably should have mentioned ahead of time. I live in a house with 10 friends, and we all share one car. Okay, I don't have a lot of stock that you're going to get to work every day. I really don't believe that's going to. Oh, and we just moved to Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is a party town. I have, and she was 23. But yeah, so hiring is a pain in the ass. And it I've lucked out. Everyone I've hired, even though I've lost them all, they've been really great people. But yeah, when I'm in a pinch, there was a long break where I had no one, and I was like, because this is only part of my business. I run a paid group. Nate and I do 2 shows a week. I do a show with my mom. I got other things I got to do. So I want my business to keep running. I need assistance, and that's where you come in.
And that's the key right there, is valuing your own time. I mean, yeah, you could go out there and interview hundreds of people, and maybe you get this cheap discount that saves you a small amount of money over time. But to me, it's just not worth it. I always wish that there was a FreeeUp when I was in year 2, 3, 4, 5 of my company, where I could just be like, hey, I need a lister, I need a customer service person, whatever it is, and just have someone that I know is reliable with some kind of protection at my doorstep ready to go. So I kind of built the business on what I wish I had, and what a lot of my clients expressed to me that they wish they had.
You there, Nate?
Yeah. So how long? I don't know if I missed it when I was upstairs. I'm sorry, I had to go attend to my dog. So, how long have you had your business, and what did you do before that? Did we cover that?
Kind of.
Yes.
But we found out in the pre-interview that Nathan was doing some thrifting, and I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's talk about the hours you spent in thrift stores, brother. I want to hear that.
Yeah, that sounds
Definitely.
good.
So I'm 27 right now. When I was 19, I was a broke college student looking for extra beer money. And I had all these textbooks that I kept getting ripped off at the bookstore. They would kind of, I'd pay $200. They'd offer me $10 at the end, and it made me pretty angry. And all my friends would get ripped off as well. So I started buying my friends' books and reselling them at the end of the semester. And textbooks was great, but there's only a few times during the year that you can buy textbooks at the end of the semester when everyone's selling them. So in the meantime, I would go to libraries, different thrift stores, pretty much anywhere that was selling used books or even giving away books, grabbing those and selling them to different companies, which naturally led me to Amazon, because it's impossible to sell books without learning about Amazon. And I became pretty good at selling books on Amazon, to the point where I didn't want to carry books around. And that was about the end of my thrifting career. So I did that about a year, and that's when I moved into drop shipping, where I didn't actually have to touch anything.
So your whole thrifting career was a year.
Back in 2009 or 8, yeah. But to answer your question,
Nate and I have been thrifting our whole lives pretty much, and you're like, yeah, 2008 to 2009. That was my whole thrifting career.
Yes, I've been thrifting since I was a little girl. Yes.
It's awesome. I have a lot of respect for it. I don't know if I was actually, I was so young. I was traveling around. I didn't want the responsibility of packaging and shipping boxes every day. It was too much, but maybe, I don't know. I always thought about opening a warehouse, maybe one day.
It is funny, Nathan, where our businesses take us, because I kind of started the same way selling, but instead of books, it was CDs. It was 2000, and I was at this record store, and I just got laid off from my job, and this record store had a table of dollar CDs, and I'm like, those have to be worth more than $1. And half.com had just started, and half was kind of like Amazon before Amazon, really. And they were focused on books, but they had CDs too. So I was like, all right, cool. So most people were buying and selling tech, and I was buying dollar CDs and selling for $9, which doesn't sound like a huge profit, but I started doing it 300 to 500 times a month. So I'm selling, I'm making like $6, give or take, times 300 to 500. I was like, oh, I don't need a job. Screw it, having a job.
And I was in a similar boat.
I like the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, when I graduated, I went to college to get a real job, a 9-to-5 corporate job. And by the time I was about to get out of college, I was running a multi-million-dollar business out of my college dorm room. So it was like, do I go the corporate route, or do I pursue the Amazon career, which I obviously chose the Amazon career thanks to my aunt, who's a business owner herself. She gave me some really good advice, and I've really never looked back, and hopefully I never have to get a real job.
So I want to make sure people realize too one thing. FreeeUp has 3 E's.
Correct. The 30 stands for e-commerce. So free up your time with e-commerce.
And did somebody already have FreeeUp with 2 E's already? So you had to figure out an angle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. But no, it's cool. You got to work your angle. And your angle is the 30 E's free e-commerce. I love that. That's the angle. You always got to have a good angle to talk about.
Definitely.
Because guess what? Nate and I are talking about it now.
And they're always going to ask all the time.
So are all of your employees, again, I'm sorry, I missed a couple minutes there.
No.
So are all of your employees in a physical office, or are they actual remote employees that you have from?
Sure. So we have no employees. They're all contractors.
Okay.
They're all remote. We're about 40% Philippines, 40% US, and 20% scattered throughout the world. And we offer workers from $5 to $50 an hour, both US and non-US for every position. Obviously, US people cost more. And we do everything from lower level tasks all the way up to advanced eBay, Amazon, Shopify consultants, and everything in between. The only things that we don't do is bookkeeping and hard coding, although we're getting into that a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot to offer, whether you're a new seller getting into it and you need someone to mentor you or be a consultant, or you're a big seller and maybe you need a customer service team or a project manager or people to create listings. And I mean, we have everything, including graphic designers, people that do photos that you can ship your products to.
I'm a graphic designer. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it really works out well because once you're a client, and I mentioned it's free to sign up and there's no monthly fees, within 24 hours, usually within a few hours, you can have any worker you want on the spot, ready to go.
So how do you know that your workers are reputable? Do you do background checks on them?
Sure. So we don't do background checks. We do have a three-round interview process. We test them on their skills, and we have 15 pages of communication guidelines that our workers have to memorize and get tested on before they become a worker of ours. So, I mean, even stuff like giving 1 month's notice before vacations in the fourth quarter, or stuff like showing up on time and meetings, but also just sending like daily reports, stuff that is more FreeeUp policies that I've created based on my experience as a client to make sure that you have a good experience for with your workers. Because what I've found interesting is there are a lot of really good workers out there with a high skill set. They just don't know what a client wants. They've never been a business owner before. They don't know what to look for, or how to be a good worker, or how to be a good employee. So we teach them that. We kind of cram it down their throats, so to speak, to make sure that they give a good experience to our clients. But it ends up working really well because they do less selling themselves, that they get more jobs, more work opportunities, and the clients really love the experience.
I'm going to take a left turn here because it kind of relates to some topics I've been discussing in the group. My group is a thrifting board. And so you said you cram it down their throats because you want your customers to not have a headache, correct? Obviously.
Correct. All about customers.
And so lately we've had some people who have been removed from selling platforms for not delivering a good customer experience. And then they want to figure out how to get back. And I'm of the thought of tough shit, because if I'm in a mall and I own a business, I don't want to be next to a person who also owns a business who's terrible at it, because when he shoos someone away, then I don't have that opportunity to sell to that customer too. So I'm glad to hear that you cram it down their throat, because you want your customers to be happy and get what they're paying for, and make sure, because and that's how it always should be, no matter what you're doing. So whether you're Nathan having FreeeUp and having people work for you, or you're Nadine and you're selling Christmas ornaments, the end result is the customer should get what they paid for 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to step off my soapbox now.
So I'll plug myself real quick. I do help people get unsuspended for Amazon and eBay, kind of on the side. But more importantly, one of my quotes is, the customer is not always right, but it's in your best interest to make the customer happy at all times.
Absolutely.
and it's just the long-term play. Like, yeah, you can argue with people over small amounts of money, over returns, over what listing is. At the end of the day, just make them happy and move on. And your business, no matter what industry you're in, even if you have nothing to do with e-commerce, is going to be much better down the line if you have that mentality.
Yep.
Nate, how many times have we seen people spend so much energy and arguing with a customer and then posting in 72 Facebook groups over like $12?
Yeah,
it is
crazy.
not worth it. Just make your customer happy and move on. Yeah.
But what do people say? I'm not giving these asshole scammers $12 free.
And the funny thing is,
value their time, and Nathan knows
yeah,
it.
it's a time thing. Yeah, why waste your time on that? Yeah, when you could be doing so much more to make more money than, you know.
Look, I got a pair of jeans coming back from Australia. I sold them for $80 plus shipping. They're like, these fit very small, and I said, I don't normally do this, but since they were vintage and new with tags, I'm like, can you do me a favor? Can you take the measurement? Did I screw up? Or it actually did my assistant screw up, but I didn't put it on my assistant. And their measurement comes in a smidge smaller than what I had in the listing. So I said, no problem, send it back, because these jeans are worth a good amount of money, and I'm paying for the return shipping from Australia. So it's going to cut into my profit, but I need to take care of my customer anyway. And so I already paid for them to ship it back, and they're shipping it back, and I'm taking care of them. But I asked nicely to have them check, and I didn't want to, you know, if it was a $10 t-shirt, I wouldn't have said a word, but these are like $100 plus jeans. And so I figured out a way that I apologized. If their measurement's accurate, we screwed up. That's cool. We'll fix it. But that's the product I want back. Now, if I sold, you know, just this ball for $3, I wouldn't even think twice about refunding it. Go away.
Yeah,
I mean, not go away, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And what's funny is a lot of time these scammers, and it's not always in the eBay and Amazon world because you don't always have repeat customers, but they end up being your best customers long term in most businesses. If you make them happy initially, if someone comes in and has a poor experience and you make it right quickly, no questions asked, those people come back to you over and over and over, and you make the money back down the line. So I'm kind of in the mentality that if my clients are happy and my workers are happy, then I'm happy at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go the extra mile. I'll do what I need to do to make my customers happy. It doesn't, you know, yes, you lose some money, but you have to you have to take that into account when you have a business, and you have to factor that in, that you're gonna lose money. That's gonna happen, and
cost of doing business, 100%.
Exactly.
All right, so we have an overall prevailing question from our chat, from our viewers there, Nathan. So kind of goes like this. How would, for an eBay help, so let's talk eBay for a second, how would a person help us remotely without having the merchandise in front of them?
Sure. So that's a good question. Listing descriptions, anything with content, anything with data entry that's more on the business side, anything with photo editing, anything with customer service or setting up your account or overall consulting and driving traffic, pretty much anything along those lines. It's obviously different. If you're drop shipping, they can help you more on the product side, but anything that doesn't require you to be in there physically. Don't forget, I'm an Amazon guy, so I'm almost relating it to Amazon, but it's very similar, whether you have a Shopify store, eBay store, Amazon store, all the little things that it takes to list a product. I have clients who do thrifting. They'll take pictures of the products and the measurement, send it over to a worker, and just keep doing that in bulk. So they're just doing very small amounts of things, and the workers will kind of handle the rest, get the products up, handle pricing, repricing, all that kind of stuff. So it just depends on where you are at your business and how much work you want to do on a day-to-day basis.
So if you could take it to a level where, you know, because the sourcing is A, the fun part, and B, the part where really good thrifters like Nadine and myself, that's where our skill set should be and our time should be spent. So if you got to the level where you have someone taking your photos locally and then sending all that info to someone virtually, really all your work will then be spent just you sourcing. The fun part.
Oh, that would be awesome.
The part where your skills are the best, because I'm not disparaging my assistant or anything anybody Nathan has, but picture taking is for monkeys. It really is. That's where you start with your help, because once you teach someone how to take your photos,
pictures,
that's a bulk of your day. You take that out, and then Nathan's got people who will list and then reprice for you and keep an eye on it. I mean, if you can find enough to pay 2 employees, one virtually and one in your house, you never have to sit here and do any of the work.
Oh.
And that ain't fun anyway.
Yeah, like Lola.
The fun is shopping.
Like
shopping. I want to shop.
My friend Lola in the chat, she said only sourcing sounds like a dream. Yes, I agree. So let me ask you this, Nathan. Is FreeeUp full-time only, or can you hire an assistant just for a couple hours a day?
Yeah, so here's the cool thing about us. We don't lock you into anything. There's no minimums. There's no long-term contract. You can end the service or fire the workers at any time, and you don't have to go full-time. You can hire a worker for 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, whatever it is. The only catch is our workers are first come, first serve. So if you hire someone for 10 hours a week, I'm going to be trying to fill their other 30 hours with other clients. And if you hire someone for a one-time project and then you don't talk to them for 3 months, they may or may not be available when you come back, depending on what other work they have. So it's pretty reasonable. It's pretty fair. But once you have a worker, we don't take them away from you. They're yours for whatever you hire them for, whether it's at 5, 10, 30, 40 hours a week going forward.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Yeah, I just love your concept. It's great.
But there's another end to this though for everyone watching right now. Where do you hire your eBay experts from? What if one of my viewers, one of our viewers, is an eBay expert? Would you hire them? How does that work?
Sure. So I stay out of the HR process so that I don't get a million which I still do. But if you want to apply, you can do it right on the website or at hr@freeup.com. We do get hundreds of applicants every week. I have a team that spends all day posting jobs, going through resumes, scheduling interviews, doing interviews, putting people through the process. We're always looking for good people. We're always adding to the team. Please don't ping me about it. I'd never handle that side of the company until they actually get hired. But definitely apply.
Okay, that's good to know.
So you can either get help or be the help.
Yeah, so go to the website.
Yeah. If you've got a skill and you don't have, Nathan, when we were pre-talking, Nathan's like, man, look at all that stuff behind you. So if your house doesn't look like this, and you've got some time in your hands and you're really good at, like here, Nadine's a prime example. Nadine, what is your profession by schooling?
I'm a graphic designer.
Right. So if Nathan's hiring some graphic designers, you could then do some work, because here's a prime example. Nadine could sit in her basement in Philly and do work through Nathan's company, make some money. Nathan fulfills what he needs. He needs some graphic designers, and there you go.
I have clients that are workers that are clients. It works out really well for everyone. They run their business on the side. They help other people. They make side money. They do less work that they don't like to do. And the whole key is figuring out what you like doing and what you're good at and getting other people to do pretty much everything else.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's what I was schooled for, and that's what my full-time job was until cancer. And I've liked selling and thrifting on the side, but now it's become my full-time job since I lost my other job. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm a graphic designer. So
here, Nathan, here's a prime example. I say to Nadine, hey, let's make a new Christmas t-shirt, and then we'll put some bags in front of us for the thrifter in our life. Flea market, thrift store, garage sale, Merry Thriftmas, and Happy Holidays from J&A. So I got the idea, and we flesh out the idea together, and then I have no skill beyond that, but she's got skill, and like 20 minutes later, she's like, all right, how's this? I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's funny. I have clients who hire my assistants to run their fantasy football team. You can literally use them for anything you want on a business or personal level. Once you start freeing up your time, it's crazy how far you can go with it.
And that's the key, FreeeUp. Yeah, I see how appropriate that name is, because it frees up your time so that you can be profitable doing other things. Yeah.
Definitely. You guys have any questions? I can throw those deals out there, some promotions I have, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think Nay has a question for you.
Yeah, go.
What makes FreeeUp different than other hiring places like Fiverr?
Yeah, so the other hiring places, you post a job and you get the applicants and you go through them yourself. Whereas with us, once you're a client, you fill out a worker request form. It takes 30 seconds. It asks you some questions so we know exactly what you want, U.S. worker, non-U.S. worker, how many hours a week, whatever it is. And we introduce you to one person. And here's your person. We've pre-vetted them. We've gone through the hundreds of applicants for you. Obviously, if for whatever reason you don't want that person, we can introduce you to someone else. That rarely happens, but we're happy to do it. And then we also protect you on the back end. If you go to Upwork or Fiverr and you hire someone and they disappear in the middle of busy season, you're struggling. Whereas with us, you're protected. We jump right in right away. You never pay for retraining costs or training costs twice. You're protected going forward. And we make sure that you're protected no matter what, getting you a new worker and a replacement. So that's really the key difference. But I mean, if you're someone that likes going through applicants and trying to find like the best bargain and all that, we're definitely not the place. We're not the Walmart of workers. We don't pretend to be. But we have fair market value prices for people, the top 1% of e-commerce workers.
That's good, because I've heard, and I don't want to bash any website, but I've heard, like Fiverr and some of the other websites that, there are some issues with finding quality, workers there.
Well, a lot of times too, it's you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
Look, there
definitely.
are a few things in life you don't go cheap on. You don't go cheap on hoses, garden hoses. They suck. You buy a cheap garden hose,
I wouldn't know that,
it
but
tastes
okay.
like that. You got to pay for a quality garden hose and it'll last forever.
I'm a city girl. I don't know that.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you, same thing. Sometimes, I watch people's court. Judge Milian says in Spanish, and then she translates it, the cheap comes out expensive. So if you go with cheap help, if you go with a cheap hose,
Yes.
you end up buying too many cheap hoses. You could have just bought one expensive one and been done with it.
It's very true.
So the most important question I've seen in the chat tonight, Nathan, is can you deal with my mother?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we can. Sign her up.
Your mom is a joy. So
No. That wasn't for me. That was
I
for
was
someone
gonna
in
say,
the
I thought
chat.
you were saying something about Peggy. I'm like, what?
No. Someone said,
Oh.
do you have a level where you can deal with mothers and mothers-in-law?
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about your mom. I was all ready to defend your mom.
No.
We take pride in handling the most difficult clients. So as long as they're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with them.
Oh, Christiane said, I want to apply to deal with Peggy. She's a gem.
Not my mom. No, I love my mom.
I love your mom too. She's my mom away from home.
All right, so we're a little past the hour. So Nathan, what deals do you have? I didn't realize we were gonna have deals tonight, but hey, let's hear some deals.
Sure. So first of all, anyone that signs up and mentions this this broadcast gets 10% off their first worker. So feel free to do that. We also partner with eBay. So we have some eBay discounts that come from our partners there. Unlimited free insertion fees and an optional 3 months of free basic eBay store, 1 free year of the premium version of InkFrog, and 4 free months of Sellbrite, which is a software that helps you get on multiple platforms. We can also help you lift restrictions, get unsuspended on eBay, and raise selling limits. And those are for US eBay accounts because that's where our partnership is. And yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with FreeeUp. It doesn't cost you anything. If you sign up as a client, which is free, we can work with you with our eBay reps and get you those connections. So feel free to do that. And if you need virtual assistance, we can help you from there.
Thank you. That's great.
That was awesome. And look,
Yes.
not that I have to say it because Nathan's on, but Nadine and I have a guest every week, and a lot of guests have companies and services. These are the things that Nate and I have looked at, and people we know, and people we talked with, and we think they are good things. But if you ever have a problem with anyone, and I ain't talking about Nathan, but anyone, come to me, and because we can work it out. If you ever have a problem, we can work it out because typically there's something missing from the equation, and once you get that thing figured out, then things work out well. So
Yep.
I never want J&A to be a place where you're like, well, they had a jerk on it.
Poor Nathan.
Chris Green failed me. Now that'll never happen.
No,
We're all on the same
I think,
side here. We all want to help each other grow our businesses. That's what it's all about.
I think Nathan's company. I love the genius. You're 27 years old, and it's just amazing, like the thought process that you put, in this, and just it's a genius company. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, my real
Yeah.
entrepreneurial side didn't come out until about 30. So you got us by a few years there, buddy.
And we're not mentioning my age tonight, so.
You read it out loud, young lady.
Gosh, I know. It's so embarrassing.
After yelling at me the whole time, you're like, and my 40.
I know, I've yelled at you for weeks.
Roberta wants to know if there's a deadline for those promotions you just mentioned, Nathan. I'm guessing there isn't.
No deadline for the promotions. I actually forgot to mention one more thing. If you do less than 1K in your eBay account, they'll actually consult with you for free. So you don't even have to hire a free eBay or free. You don't have to hire a FreeeUp consultant. You can get a free consultant from our eBay reps there. They want people to sell and be healthy and grow on eBay. So kind of a cool promotion.
That's 1K per year?
Sorry,
or?
per 3 months. In the past 3 months, if you've done under 1K, they'll consult with you for free. If you've done over 1K, all those other promotions still apply. You just don't get the free consulting.
Yes.
And so look, whether you use Nathan's site or Fiverr or anything else, just take this away from this show. If you're at that moment where you want to go to the next level, really the only way to ramp up once you've kind of figured it out and dialed it in and conquered it, the only way to dial up is to hire someone. You cannot do it all. You can't.
Well,
so you got to hire someone at some point to do part of it.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm doing it all, and it's tough. Let me tell you.
You hit a limit. I mean, think about it. There's no large companies out there that was just a one-man machine. It just doesn't happen. You can
No, it doesn't.
I had so many items to ship yesterday and I had a 3-year-old too. And, I'm tired because I'm on, cancer medicine and whatnot. And I had so many items to ship that I was overwhelmed beyond belief yesterday. I did get everything out, but it's hard being a solo operation.
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
and so that's the next step. Nate, whether you use Nathan or somebody else, that is always the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets you to the next level. And the next level is you either make more money or you'll free up your time. Hey, free up. See how that works out?
Mm-hmm.
You'll free up your time to do things like what I do. I have Sophia sit here so I can do everything else. So I can help the thrifting board. So I can do the show with Nay. So I can do our thrift hauls with Nay. So I can do the show with my mom. I like doing those things. I like helping others. I like teaching. But I got to keep running my business. But now I got someone who can run it. I can do everything else. So I can go off with my wife to Maui in 2 days, in the middle of Q4, in the middle of December, and be like, oh, well, screw it. I'm going to Maui. Here today, going to Maui. I don't care.
And where are you going in January?
I don't know. Where am I going in January?
You're going to Philly?
Oh, I am. All right. Well, I guess we're going to Philly in January.
Mm.
So, Nathan, I actually would love to work for you, but I have no time.
You can become a client instead. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, but I think Nadine should talk to you about being a graphic design artist for your team.
Yeah, I do. It's been tough, because of everything else going on. But I am still a graphic designer. That's what I do. So yeah.
And if you've got a skill like graphic design,
I do have that skill.
You can sit in your Christmas PJs and do work for others around the world. Market yourself. Use FreeeUp. Just put yourself out there. That's all part of it too. Yes, you can hire somebody, but if you've got the skill, Nadine's got the skill. I don't got the skill.
Yes, I went to school for many years for it.
You too can lay around your pajamas and make some money.
Definitely. You should definitely apply. I encourage you if you have the time. If you don't have the time.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think you should, Nate. I mean, you're good at what you do, so.
I am good at what I do. Thank you.
You know what I'm good at, Nathan? I'm good at taking people to tiki bars, but I can't really market that and make money off of it.
One day you'll figure out how, though. I have confidence in you.
Lynn said it's nice and balmy in Philly in January.
Yeah.
You and Stacy are going to love it, right?
Yep. All right. So thank you, Nathan, very much for coming on tonight. Everyone check out FreeeUp. Give it a whirl. And if you do give it a whirl on either end, hire somebody or be the person to get hired, let us know. Let us know how it worked out for you. Nathan will definitely stand behind his product because I know he will, or we wouldn't have had him on because I'll knock him out if he doesn't. Just kidding. So because I'm going to Maui, things are going to be a little weird towards the end of the year, and we're going to have one big show between Nadine, myself, and my mother on December 22nd. It'll be a big Christmas show. It'll be a combo of Thrifty Business with J&A's Thrift Hauls, and selling past their expiration date being Thrifty over 50. it's not going to be normal show for anything, and we're actually going to have on prior guests. And so I'm going to put the word out to, I'll start with Nathan since he's on tonight, and anyone else. So on the night of the 22nd, I will put the link out for anyone to hop in. So prior guests, just fans of the show. If you want to hop in the show, we're going to have some Christmas cocktails. We'll talk some Christmas story.
Christmas, Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa, whatever. If you don't celebrate anything, just the
holidays.
Season.
Yes.
Yep.
And Hanukkah is actually on Christmas Eve this year.
Yeah. So in my household, we celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah.
That's crazy. I do too.
Yeah, and I have friends that celebrate Hanukkah, and so, you know.
And I don't remember any year, because I've been with my wife now 26 years, where it was Christmas Eve and Hanukkah were the same day. So that's pretty epic this year.
That's happening this year.
So, and if you can't tune in on the 22nd, you're already traveling for the holidays. I totally get it. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Enjoy your time with your family. But if you can, cool, tune in. If you want to be on the show, we will post the link. Hop in. We can have 10 people down here at a time. We'll have some people in. We'll chat. We'll talk story. We'll talk thrifting. We'll talk Christmas, whatever. It'll be a fun show. It'll be like one big happy thrift family show. And if you can't watch it live, watch anytime you want after that. Any last words there, Nathan?
No, I really appreciate your time. Definitely check us out. Right on our site in the bottom right, you can actually book a appointment right with me if you have any questions right into my calendar. So I'm all ears. I want to help you guys, and best of luck the rest of the fourth quarter.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And Nadine, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yes, it's a big birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, tomorrow is my day.
Yep. So I hope you enjoy your presents. And
oh, I love my presents. Thank you so much. I love them.
And thank you everyone who tuned in live. So do me a favor, subscribe right down here underneath the word Vegas, and click like right here underneath my little head. And we will see you back on the 22nd of December for the big combo Christmas party, and we'll have a good time. So wear your Thrifty Business with J&A t-shirts.
Yes.
The link is down below. And
definitely. Yes, sir.
Cocktail, and we'll have a good, fun time. And come on the show if you want to be on camera. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And I'll see you from Maui.
Bye.